All right, all right. What's going on, party people? This your man Griff, headed to the first of my 6 closings today. Only got 3 of the 6 documents already, so whenever they get me the other ones, they get them to me. But I got my first 2, and then I got my last one. The middle section of the closings, I don't have the documents at all, but we'll figure it out. So I know we'll figure it out. Hopefully they'll get them to me, and I'll make it do what it do. But the people was very. I'm very glad that I did this training this past weekend. I was leery of doing it prior to, because whenever I try to do training, I get people coming in, and they don't fuss, but you can tell they're not happy with the fact that I'm not teaching them how to explain the documents. And what I've learned over the last couple of years is that there are people who actually just go from trainer to trainer, and I can't even call these people trainers, to be honest with you, from person to person holding training to see how each one of them explain the documents and try to glean a little bit from this one, that one, and the other. But at the end of the day, that individual who's hopping from person to person taking training still don't know how to do their job as a notary as far as notarizing the signatures on the documents. And that's the core of what we do, as I've always said, and I will always say. So this weekend was good. Sunday it was the Saturday, I forgot how many people we had. We had some of the channel members hop in and give some encouragement. So we probably had about maybe 12 or 15 people on Saturday. Had maybe 5 on Saturday night, but one of them was a new person that wasn't a member. So we basically did training with just one person on Saturday night, and then we had about 6 or 7 people on Sunday, for Sunday. So it was a good turnout. The one comment that one of the persons said was that basically they feel more confident now in order to do this business. Y'all got to learn how to drive, people, with your little demon stickers on your car. but yeah, they most people have told me they feel more confident. They got clarity on what the business is all about. They're more clear on what their role is and what they should be doing as a notary. They have a better understanding of how to decipher between all of this different stuff that people is putting out here as to what's relevant to them and what's not. Because a lot of people, they're thinking that everything that's being taught is relevant for them as a notary. That they, if it's being taught, then we're supposed to do it. And that was the main thing that I wanted people to understand, is that what is a notary? That's what we started off with in all the sessions. Okay, what is a notary? The notary is to do ... And I showed them a document that I got from the NNA. This is what a notary is, and this is the purpose of a notary. This is why we do what we do. From there, now you have to sit back and say, okay, if this is what a notary is, and you're training me, none of your training is helping me to understand better and execute better what I'm actually supposed to do as a notary. And one of the things that I shared with them is that you have 2 things going on. You have people who are notaries that are doing this business, and then you have people that are just trying to run a notary business. And those are 2 different things, because a person who's trying to run a notary business does not necessarily do notarial acts, doesn't do notarial work, isn't out there signing and stamping. They're just selling things that they think that a notary needs, from journals all the way to training, to merchandise and all of that. That's what they're selling, and it's a moneymaker for them, and that's fine. But you, as the notary who's running a notary business, you need to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing for that person in front of you, because it's not about the trinkets that you sell. It's about, are we executing these documents properly so these people can get the money that they need to do whatever they need to do, to buy a house, to sell a house, refinance, HELOC, reverse mortgage, loan modification, whatever. Are we doing that part correctly for them? And if we are, then we good. Then you can go sell whatever. But the focus got to be what we're commissioned to do. And as long as you can handle that part and doing that the way it's supposed to be done, I believe everything else will pan out. And you have to be careful about getting caught up more into the expanding of your business than actually learning how to do the business. And one of the individuals, was saying how all they keep hearing is, you got to be able to show people where stuff is at in the documents. And more often, most of the people have already reviewed the documents. Most of the people don't really want to hear what the notary has to say about the documents. They've already discussed it with their loan officer, all of that. They just want to sign and keep it going. And what is going on is that they're trying to teach you how to impress people with your knowledge of the documents, and that's not our role. And it's like, if you show them that you know what you're doing, they'll give you more business. That may work in some instances, but it's not the standard. The standard is know what you're doing for is the notarial acts, recognizing that somebody put an affidavit in there and they didn't put a notarial certificate in there for that affidavit. And I've seen that a lot lately, where there's an affidavit. Sometimes there's this, affidavit of understanding, which is crazy, but there's that the person understands certain things. Affidavit, a survey affidavit. And there's no notarial certificate for that. There's no jurat. But it's an affidavit. They're swearing under oath that the answers they give or the statements that's contained in there is true, but there's no notarial certificate. Well, you need to add one. That kind of stuff isn't being taught out here. It's like, well, if it ain't there, don't worry about it. Now, I'm not talking about documents that just has a signature on it. Your closing account, the documents that says, request to close account. There's no notarial certificate for that. But if it says, the title of the document says affidavit, then you need to have a jurat on that. And if you're still iffy about whether you should or shouldn't, because there isn't one with an affidavit, which typically there normally is, then you just give them a call and say, hey, I noticed that the affidavit here, this such and such affidavit didn't have a notarial certificate. Do you want me to add one on there? And if so, what type? Acknowledgement or jurat? That's all you got to do. And it makes you look good that you picked up on the fact that it was missing. Because if it's missing and you know there normally is one, and you submit the documents back without it, well, guess what? They might say, oh, the notary didn't notarize the document because their processor or whoever, document preparer, forgot to add it in there. Because sometimes the notarial certificate is separate. It's not on the same page. So you have that. You got your financial and occupancy statement affidavit. And the notarial certificate is typically the second page. So if it's normally the second page and it's not there, and of course, I know you as a new notary might not recognize this, but I'm just telling you, if you know that an affidavit is supposed to have the signatures notarized, and the affidavit doesn't have that, then you need to at least ask them or just add one. You add one to it, and then you're good to go. It's little things like that isn't being taught out here, and people are getting blacklisted because they're like, okay, the notary don't know what they're doing. And they expect us to do. So that's the kind of stuff that we was going over and helping people to understand on Sunday night. Most of the people in Saturday, they understood that, but the people in Sunday were new. Well, I would assume, I think the people in Saturday understood that. But nonetheless, I just sort of taught based off of what a person asked and what they said they needed to know. Answered a lot of questions, and it was a good session. Everything went well. So I really appreciate it. And what I did for this past weekend is what I do on a constant basis, weekly basis for the channel members, helping them out, and me doing the sessions this weekend wasn't a ploy to get new channel members. It was that I got tired of seeing all these emails of errors and then getting phone calls from various notaries complaining about they don't know this, they're scared. I want to do it, I can't do it. How do I do it? So I just said, let me just try to find a way to make this thing pop and help people out to some degree. And if you decide to join and be a channel member, cool. If not, I think for some of the people that came, what I shared with them was enough to get them going, and they don't even need to be a channel member. And then for others, they may need more help, and then that's where being a channel member helps them out. And the cool part about the channel membership is that you can stay a member as long as you want. It's not, and you're talking to somebody. You're not just throwing a question out there, I need help with this, and then you have somebody that's sitting there, just put in the Facebook group and some random person who's not in your state of answer. We don't do that here. If you got a problem, you got a concern, especially with California. I got my man Caprentice, he's in there. He can help you with anything, Caprentice. Then you got Shannon, she's up there in New York. So we got people in the various different states that can help and everything. So, that's what this is all about for me. Just helping people out and getting you going and moving in the right direction so you can be successful and make the money that you need to make in this business. So I'm pulling on up here in my spot and do what it do. But yeah, that's all, y'all. I just wanted to share that with y'all. Everything went well with the training, and now I got to get to doing some training and stuff for my members and help them out. I'm just backing up here. All right, cool. So getting them answering their questions and stuff. So probably I don't know if can I do it? Yeah, this weekend I probably can do some training with the members. So I hit them up and see what they got going on, and everything. But other than that, y'all have a good one. Knock out one. First one of 6. Hopefully it'll get me the documents for everything else. And just enjoy yourselves and have fun. All right, talk to y'all later. Peace. Oh man, you gotta love this business. So I know I just closed the video out and I'm coming back. So I'm here at my 9 o'clock and it just got rescheduled to possibly, well, at the earliest 6 p.m., but I got a 6 p.m. already. And I told him, I said, I can do it later after that. I got a 6 p.m. and a 7:30. So I was like, I can do late. I can do 8:30, 9 o'clock. I can do 10 o'clock. I can say I can get it done before midnight, because the person, they can't get off work. They're working they're in the military, and unfortunately at the moment they can't get off work, and they won't be able to get off work until later and that's the military. Sometimes you tell them, hey, I need to be off so I can go take care of some business and stuff, and they're like, yeah, you can take off. Then you're like, okay, I'm out. Nope, you got to stay. So they can't get off, so that's throwing everything off. Can't do a split, meet with her, then him. So got to do it both at the same time. So we'll see what happens. But I just had to come back and add this at the end of the video just so y'all can understand these things happen. And you as the notary just got to stay flexible, got to stay fluid, really primarily stay fluid and just roll with it. Just, you know how we do pop locking and stuff. You got to just stay fluid and let the signing company know that, hey, I can accommodate it here, here, and here. Now, at that point, it's up to them whether or not they're okay with doing it at 8:39 at night. They may say, nah, we got to do this at 6. Or, because like the signers might say, well, I can't do it at that late because we got to go do some other stuff. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. I understand. So if I don't have that order, I'm cool with that. But I made myself available. You see what I'm saying? So, and still, they may say, well, Griff, we can't do it that late. We got to do it at 6. Not a problem. They give it to another notary, and then something else may come up. And then that notary might be like, nah, I can't do it later. They might shift it back to me. It can happen that way. Yep, I got the documents printed. Not going to shred them yet. And I'm just going to chill and just get ready to go to my next appointment. Matter of fact, I'm going to actually go home. Go home first and everything, and take care of some stuff there, and then just do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know, I guess, yeah, now that I think about it, yeah, there's a couple of errands I can run real quick. So I'm going to go knock that stuff out, and then, yeah, I'm good. So I'll do my 11 o'clock, and then hopefully they'll have my 1:30 documents together, and I can go get them and my other two, after that. So it is what it is, y'all. But I just wanted to share that with y'all. All right, talk to y'all later. Peace.